Hi everybody, welcome back to another one of my Dungeon Boss videos. Today we're going to be looking at a quick overview of the May Masquerade and what you should expect and what you should ultimately commit your gems, resources, and if in some cases your money on to ultimately make this a successful event for yourself. So, being that this is the first one that I've seen like this that is not a hero calendar, obviously I've been out of the game for a little while. I didn't know if there's any other ones like this. I wanted to just cover a couple of quick things to maybe help you get the most out of this event. Looking at this particular event, there are less doors than we've seen with the traditional calendar events like the Winterfest or the other hero calendars where there's 14 doors. So we only have 10. That is likely something so that they can make the event go a little bit shorter than those other ones would go. One of the things to consider here is that this is ultimately, if we look at the information here, this is just a regular old event. It's something for the calendar. It's just nothing as far as a hero release, as far as I can see. There may very well be a hero in there, but it's certainly not advertised here. So the thing to note is when you're going through this, you are going to have options on these doors. Choose wisely. You can only do it one time. If I understand correctly, at the end of the event, they will likely all open up again, and you can get a second round of bonus doors. Obviously, they're well within their rights to change that if they want to, but that has been the MO for quite some time. The thing to notice with this is that obviously the rewards are vastly better when you look at the gold keys. We're looking at 20 summons, a bunch of gems, some little baby summons, some tokens, and some event tickets. What you don't see here ultimately is trying to determine the cost and ultimately how do you avoid buyer's regret. Obviously, everybody starts out with 1 bronze, 1 silver, and 1 gold. And so if I look at this and be like, oh man, I really want to get those 5 Ponti tokens because I have 245 right now. I want to get 6 star. Well, if you look at it and you open a bunch of bronze doors, you're ultimately going to get enough of his tokens anyways to do that. So rushing to it right now just so that you could have that instant gratification is not a very wise idea. Pretty much in every single hero calendar except the very first one they did for Winterfest, I opened up all of the doors after the entire thing was done. So if you have a good strong guild and they have somebody who's showing you the doors, especially somebody who's just going to be using gold keys on all of them, definitely check with them. You could also check the forums. They will likely show you the contents of all of the doors, so that if you wanted to skip this one and see what tomorrow holds for you, by all means, look online, see what the actual doors hold, and then ultimately, when the last day comes around, you will have a composite of all of the doors. You can then choose how you want to spend your precious gold keys if you only have the 1 here, plus the ones from the shop. That is going to be my recommendation. I've been recommending that since the beginning when they started doing those hero calendars. It's very, very foolish, especially if you're going to try and blow a gold key on this first day because of, whatever. Day 2 might have a really killer rune in there, and now all of a sudden your gold key is gone. And that's exactly what they want you to do. They want you to see something really awesome, and then the next day they get you with something even more awesome. Guess who now has to pony up whatever, $10, $20, $50, whatever it's going to cost you for some gold keys. That being said, if you want to play the middle of the road, these events have always been very, very easy to go the entire course with silver keys. You don't have to slum it at the bottom with just bronze keys. You can earn event tickets and purchase these keys. If we look at the event shop, a silver key is 20,000 event tickets. If you look at the actual quests and stuff that they're going to have on a daily basis, earning 20,000 tickets isn't going to be a difficult thing. Obviously, we have 1,000, 500, 500, bunch of repeatables, 1,500, 1,000. These things are going to add up really, really quickly. Especially something like this, using friends in dungeons. Those are free event tickets. So you're going to be able to purchase quite a few keys. The other thing about waiting till the end of the line is that if you're playing a more passive role in this event and just don't have time to grind it out, even if you spend a little bit too much on silver keys to start with, all of a sudden you're running out of event tickets, and then maybe once you get down to doors 9 and 10, if those are indeed the best doors, maybe you don't have enough tickets now to buy a silver key. And again, that's how they kind of get you into spending actual money in this shop. I don't recommend in any capacity that you go through this and try to spend actual money on this. $10 only gives you event tickets, stamina, and loot keys. There's no doors in there, so you're really just buying 50,000 tickets for what? This is your event shop. 50,000 tickets doesn't get you the gold key. It gets you 2 silvers, a bunch of bronze, which are junk. But you're basically paying $10 for this lesser rune. It's a 50,000 rune. That is a terrible, terrible, terrible deal in my opinion. I would not advocate spending money for something where you're not going to get a guaranteed return on it. The loot keys, in the grand scheme of things, keep an eye on your event tickets towards the end, especially if you're already at the point where you purchase the runes you want. Loot keys, these are going to be a great deal. It's going to wait for you to spend the rest of your tickets and just get a bunch of loot keys to go around here. But ultimately what you're going to do a couple days worth of quests, probably buy a silver key, bronze key, whatever it might be. But if you pace yourself and are able to not give in to the temptation of buying a particular door, you will likely be able to maximize your tickets and you'll be able to see what they all are. I definitely recommend everybody who isn't planning on just trying to buy a bunch of gold keys. In fact, I don't even see an option to buy a gold key bundle yet. It may very well come out midweek. Or this weekend. It's hard telling, but right now, certainly they're not going to let you off with just having 3 gold keys. That's kind of petty. So there's going to be a monetization to this, and there will be an option where people can spend their money and buy gold keys. It may not be out here yet, but it's going to be coming. So be cautious about this. There's no immediate rush. I mean, this event is going for a long time. It's 12 days. So we have a good 2 weeks of basically people who are going to buy the stuff and open the doors. Those things will be posted online. And if you have a decent guild with appropriate chat services, you'll be able to see those things in there as well. I have not looked at anything as far as the, what this curse does in terms of the PvP and stuff like that when you use various skins. Honestly, I'm just going to be PvPing as normal. If I run into an instance where something odd starts happening, I might try to switch gears a little bit. But the point of this video here is to use a little bit of common sense, and since those doors aren't guaranteeing any type of a brand new hero where you want to pump up all of the gold doors and get a 5 or 6 star like we did with Gortusk or Grognog way back in the day, if that isn't available, you're running these doors for golds just to get a couple of tokens and these heroic summons. Not really a great idea. Heroic summons are great and all, but the actual percentages on those are just absolutely atrocious. You're not getting a good deal, even with a feature. The feature only doubles the already bad percentages as it is. Remember those 500% Celestial Evo events that happen? Remember, 500% of a 1% drop rate is still a really horrible chance of getting Celestials. So in this case here, if it's a 3% rate to get a particular hero and then they feature one and it's 6%, that's still basically 1 out of 20 chance that you're going to get the hero that you want. And that is not very good odds at all. So in this case here, play it, have a little bit of fun with it, but don't overspend yourself unless you know you're getting something really, really great. In my opinion, the best ones to hold out for ultimately are going to be the runes. And save your gold keys as well, because if the doors are going to open again, then you can go back and buy the same rune again, especially if you're really deficient on a color. That can be a lifesaver if you're looking for maybe a double attack yellow rune and you just don't have one, and then you find one in door 10 and you buy it, and then all of a sudden, hey, the doors open back up for bonus doors. You can go back and spend your other gold key again on that. Obviously, there's a little bit of a gamble there if you didn't spend your gold key and then all of a sudden the doors don't open back up, but I would be very surprised if that's the case. But in any case, I usually spend all my gold keys on the first round. I don't usually double up on any of the particular rewards. And then I will ultimately buy, silver keys for the rest of it and call it a day. So if anybody needs help on what any of the doors are, I will likely be being spoon-fed that information every day via our guild, so you can always leave comments on here. I can always reply back and let you know what the doors look like, and maybe give you some insight in terms of if you want to buy it or not. So until then, hopefully everybody has a fun event. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, we will see you again next time. Thanks.